You know that feeling when you're staring at a screen full of reports, coffee gone cold, and suddenly the world tilts just a little too far, like the universe is whispering, "Hey, pay attention, this one's gonna stick with you." Well, that's how it hit me that humid morning in 2012, out at Incirlik Air Base in Turkey, where the air hangs thick enough to chew. And I'm Captain Sarah Hayes, 29-year-old F-16 pilot from a dusty farm outside Amarillo, Texas, the kind of girl who grew up fixing fences at dawn and dreaming of skies that didn't end at the horizon. I'd log my hours, sure, punch through sandstorms in Iraq, but back home in the squadron, they saw me as the wild card, too fiery, too quick to mouth off about what-ifs that made the old guard squirm. My drawl got thicker when I was mad, which was often, and God forbid I mentioned how a stray bomb might clip a village kid suddenly. I'm too emotional for the big leagues. That day, though, none of that mattered, because 612 Delta Force operators were buried alive under a mountain of shattered concrete in a raided compound up in the Hindu Kush, and Command had already chalked them up as ghosts, the kind you toast with a silent shot of whiskey back at base. Too much rubble, too twitchy for diggers. And hell, the Taliban were circling like vultures with anyone who tried a straight rescue was just handing out body bags. But me? I couldn't let it sit. Not 612 brothers in arms, suffocating in the dark while some pencil pusher in a starched collar decided acceptable losses was good enough. Nah, that fire in my gut, the one that kept me up nights sketching bomb runs on napkins, it roared up and said, "Sarah, this is your shot, don't you dare fold." Picture it, folks, it's 0430, sky still black as tar, and I'm out by my bird, that sleek F-16 Viper, running my third pre-flight since the witching hour, fingers tracing the intakes like I'm coaxing a skittish horse, because in this game, one loose rivet and you're the evening news. I'm 5 feet 7 inches on a good day, wiry from those endless ranch runs, with sun-bleached brown hair yanked into a bun that never quite holds, and hazel eyes that miss nothing, eyes that caught the flicker of doubt in my CO's face every time he sidelined me. Colonel Harlan Graves was the poster boy for the system. 6 feet 2 inches, silver at the temples, voice like gravel over ice, 16 years in the cockpit without a single what-if crossing his lips. He strides up that morning, clipboard in hand, and hits me with it casual as checking the weather. "Hayes, scrub the rotisserie on latrine duty for the joint op with Delta boys. Need steady hands, not someone who'll choke when the sims turn real." I freeze, gloved hands on the checklist, that Texas twang creeping in like kudzu. "Sir, my kill chain's tighter than half the roster. Accuracy scores top 5, and I've never ghosted a sortie. What's this really about me?" Questions in briefing last week about wind shear on low-level runs. He doesn't even blink, just adjusts his aviators. "Questions are fine in class, Captain. Out here, we fly the line, not redraw it. Stick to manifest your eye for details, gold for paperwork." And there it is, that gut punch dismissal, like I'm some intern fetching coffee instead of a pilot who'd trade her last breath for one more stick time. I watch him saunter off, boots kicking up dust, while the chosen few guys like Major Trent Novak, his golden boy with the easy grin and 0 scars on his record, gear up for glory. Inside, though, I'm boiling, not the hot rage that blinds you, but that slow simmer, the kind that forges steel. See, for a year I'd been holed up in the base annex after hours, nose deep in declassified Rubble reports from Brute 82. Blast radius math that'd make your eyes cross. Even emailing dirt side engineers about how rebar twists under shaped charges. They called it overkill, said I was gun-shy after that close call in Fallujah where I pulled off a village by inches. But those nights, hunched over coffee stains and star charts, dreaming of tunnels caving in on good men, that wasn't fear, that was me building a toolkit for the day the playbook failed. And deep down, in that quiet place where doubts whisper like wind through cotton fields, I knew it was coming, felt it in my bones like a storm rolling off the plains. Fast forward a couple hours, ops room humming like a hive on bad acid, and bam klaxon scream at 0515, lights flashing red as fresh blood. I'm nursing black coffee in the back, scribbling gear logs like a good little drone, when Senior Airman Ruiz bursts in, face pale as goat milk. "Confirmed, Mime Delta Team 4, plus attachments, 612 souls pinned in a hillside bunker collapse near Wardak. Enemy demoed the supports. They're 20 feet down, 50 feet of spaghetti rubble overhead. The room goes tomb silent. Holograms flickering up the nightmare. Main cavern with 450 jammed tight. Side shafts holding 110, and a subchamber with 52. Air pockets thinning fast. Colonel Graves takes charge, voice steady as a heartbeat. Rescue viables? Chief Tech Lena Vasquez, our intel wizard with the no-nonsense bob and scars from a Hello Downing, shakes her head. Negative. Sir Digger's trigger cascades. Bury him deeper. Timeline's 4 hours tops before O2 drops critical. Med Bay's guess 6, if no bleeds. I feel it then, that ice water rush in my veins, because this is my ghost story made flesh, the math I'd crunched in the dark, the vectors for punching holes without domino falling the whole damn pile. I edge forward, voice cutting the hush like a knife through silk. Sir, we could laser carve vents with precision drop-shaped charges on fault lines. Time to shear clean, not shear off heads. Graves wheels on me, eyes narrowing like I'm the enemy. Hayes, your inventory, not Oracle. This ain't your sandbox. But oh, the sting of it, that casual swat, like my brain's just window dressing. Major Novak chimes in, all polished smirk. Yeah, Captain Dreamer sims are cute, but real dirt don't forgive hypotheticals. We'd frag our own trying that cowboy shit. Laughter ripples, low and mean, and I bite my tongue till it bleeds, tasting copper and that old farm grit daddy always said. Sarah girl, mules kick harder when you prod 'em gentle. So I swallow it, not like a whipped pup, but inside. I'm mapping the debris web, angles snapping into place like puzzle pieces from hell. Later, huddled in the head with Lieutenant Kira Voss, our Aussie exchange with the wry grin and tattooed knuckles from some bar brawl down under, she claps my shoulder. Mate, they're blind to brilliance that don't fit the mold. Log it all. Shine in the shadows, your shot comes when the lights flicker out. She's right, of course, 15 years grinding brass ceilings herself, but waiting? That chafes like sand in your skivvies, especially when Ruiz slips me the overnight wire. Delta's deployed deep without exfil nets. Terrain a killer, brass admitting some might just. Fate. My stomach knots. This is the fracture point, the why of my midnight vigils, because if we lose them to protocol, what's the point of any of it? That night, base library's my foxhole, fluorescence buzzing like angry bees, me sprawled with FEMA collapsed tomes and CAD sims, scribbling charge yields till my fingers cramp. Dreams hit hard shadowy figures clawing air, my hands on the stick too slow and I wake sweating, wondering if Doc Riley, our shrink with the soft voice and sharper eyes, would ground me for obsessive ideation. But hell, obsessions just love wearing work boots, and 612 lives? That's worth every shadowed hour. Then it cracks wide open 0630, secure line from Bagram crackles like thunder in a tin can, and it's Captain Reese Donovan, Delta's ground eye, voice raw as stripped wire. In Surlik, this is Viper lead need your sharpest ordnance whisperer. Rubble's a beast, standard drops'll pulverize our guys. We're talking inch-perfect math, or it's lights out. Graves patches in, all command bluster. Viper, we've got Aces Novak's 250 sorties, laser tight. Donovan, don't flinch. With respect, sir, that's tank busting, not thread the needle through rebar lace. Charges gotta kiss fault lines, account for echo blasts and voids. Anyone got that in their kit? I lean in, pulse hammering like a bass drum, because that's my gospel, the heresy I'd whispered to empty chairs. Vasquez spins the hollow deck, that 3D ghost of twisted girders and slab graveyards glowing blue, and I can't help it. I step up, breath steady. Viper, Hayes here Eastern shears your friend. Hit these 3 nodes sequential, let gravity sip the debris down, not sideways. Arch in the shaft, keystone pop with a micro yield, reinforces the bow while you widen. Room freezes, Novak snorts. Jesus, Hayes, this a TED Talk or a war room? Your fairy tale physics gonna get deltas ventilated. But Donovan's silent, then. Run that again ratios on rebar concrete? I do, spilling it fluid as creek water, and damn if he don't hum approval. That's gold, Hayes. Brass upstairs been spitting conventional steam. You just lit a fuse. Graves' face goes beat, That vein in his temple doing the tango, he's losing the narrative. His golden boy exposed as a hammer in a scalpel fight. Enough, he snaps, but it's frayed, and Voss slides in smooth. Colonel, her vectors track the Sims dead on. We gamble 612 on good enough. The air thickens, timelines shrinking like a Naciname's rolling up Sam nests. 2 hours tops before the skies a killbox and enlisted start murmuring. Chief Gunnery Jax Harlan, my grizzled crew dog with the limp from Nam echoes, muttering to Graves, Sir, book's blank on this. Girl's got the scribbles that might fill it. It's electric, that shift, like watching a damn hairline crack. And when Donovan feeds back from the hole, settling's chewing space. We've got 4 hours, 3 if Vince fail. I feel it crest, that inner storm breaking free. Graves stares me down, eyes like chipped flint. Hayes, you crash this. It's on you, career, conscience, the works. I meet it square, twang low and sure. Sir, crashing's what I do best when the alternative's quitting. Give me the stick. I'll thread it or die trying. He exhales, ragged, and nods once, sharp. Wheels up in 20. God help us all. And just like that, the underdog bites back, not with snarls, but with the quiet thunder of a woman who's been sharpening her teeth in the dark. Launch is a blur afterburners howling. G's pinning me like a lover's grudge. In Surlik shrinking to a smudge as I punch east over the gulf. Viper call Hawk 3, slicing radio silence. Donovan's feeding Coords, infrared strobes winking through dust devils. Hawk 3, 3 shoots marked Alpha for the herd. Bravo the snake pit. Charlie the crypt. Missed by a hair, we all eat dirt. My HUD blooms with the math winds at 12 knots cross. Debris density like wet cement. Charges modded on the fly with Vasquez's egghead tweaks and I roll in low. Heart a war drum. Whispering to the ghost of my old man. Watch this. Pop one for the farm girl. First pass on Alpha, that beast cavern with 450 souls gasping. My cluster drops kiss the sheer points. Blooms of fire etching vents like a surgeon's scalpel cracks spiderweb exact. Rubble sighing down into voids. Daylight spearing through like God's own flashlight. Donovan whoops, gravel joy. Holy hell, hawk hairs rushing in. They're breathing, moving. You're a damn wizard. But elation's fleeting SMs streak up like angry hornets. One clips my tail, shrapnel singing off titanium, alarms wailing like banshees. I jink hard, flares blooming orange fireworks, and loop for Bravo, the shaft where 110 are wedged like cordwood. Here it's poetry in peril keystone yield time to the millisecond, echo blasts channeled to brace the curve and my munitions dance it perfect, arch holding just long enough for cheers to crackle. 80 through, Hayes 80 brothers, seeing sun. Enemies adapting, though, RPG nests popping from waddies, stitching lead across my canopy, and I feel that old doubt creep, the whisper. Too green, too rash, one slip, and you're the villain. But nah, I bank into Charlie, the crypt with 52 forgotten and blacker than black, slab thick as a bunker door, my penetrators fracturing its surgical cracks propagate dead on, Vince blooming, and Donovan's voice breaks. Contact. They're alive, clawing up 52 miracles on you. By now my bird's limping, hydraulics weeping, fuel sipping low, but 300's out, medevac birds thumping in under my suppressed Blackhawks dancing through my curtain of fire, snagging the bleeders while I host Taliban clusters. Rounds chewing rock like butter. It's chaos ballet, sweat stinging, that farm girl grit yelling, one more pass, as engines stutter, and suddenly it's not about proving them wrong, Anna Marie, it's those voices on frequency, hoarse thanks from men I'd never meet, turning my fire to fuel. We hit the wire 612 tallied, 0 Kia. Hello's dust off with the wounded as I nurse my smoking Viper to a wheels-up scrape in a dry riverbed, staggering out to the roar of deltas slapping backs, Donovan clasping my arm. Hayes, you didn't just fly, you rewrote the damn stars. 2 months on, I'm back in that ops room, but now it's me at the podium, patches swapped for hazardous entry tactics lead, schooling brass from Langley to Lejeune on vents over vacuums, my drawl the gospel they scribble notes for. Graves corners me after, handshake firm, eyes softer. You were right. Hey, sometimes the system's the cage, not the shield. Vindication tastes like sweet tea on a scorcher, but here's the rub, the part that keeps me up still. We saved him. Yeah, but what if I'd folded that first time? Let the dismissals win? Would 612 ghosts haunt some VA wall instead? And bigger in a world where corners get cut for budgets or egos, when do we draw the line on good enough? Risk the maverick to chase the miracle? Hell, I've seen it chew up good folks. The ones who question too loud get branded disruptive till they quit or crack. Was my win luck, or just the system bending caused the spotlight hit? Chew on that. Why all drop in the comments what you do facing that fork. Play safe and sleep sound, or burn bright and maybe burn out. Hit like if it stirred you. Subscribe for more tales from the edge. Next one's a Texas oil wildcat who conned a cartel, true as the dirt under my boots. What's your line in the sand? Tell me below. All just stories waiting to clash.